Today we are beginning our topic on circles. This is new for everybody. I am going to be using these notes, so you can either find them in Google, Blackboard, or just write them on paper. We're going to start down here so that we can talk about the different pieces of a circle. So a circle is a set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center. Okay, so what this means is a circle right here. This is 2D. So it is in a plane. A plane is something that you'll learn about later, but this piece of paper is a plane. It is flat and we can only do 2D things on it. And what happens is a circle is a set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from the center. So this center, everything is the same distance away. All the points would be exactly the same away when they're on this edge because it has the same shape all the way around. Okay, so we first need to know that this is the center. The radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle. We talked about the center. So the radius is when we go from the center to the outside, and we would label it with R as our radius. Now it could be there, it could be here, it could be here, it could be here. Anywhere that you go from the center to the outside is going to be the same exact distance, and those are all radius. Okay, so that's from here to here is the number, is the radius. Okay. The next word on here is the diameter. The diameter is the distance across the circle, but again, through the center, which means our diameter starts at our center and it goes all the way across. We could label that D. But if you notice, this part here, that's a radius. This part here, that's also a radius. So really, our diameter equals 2 radiuses. A radius plus a radius, or 2 radiuses. All right, now, what we're going to be working with at first is the circumference. The circumference is kind of like the perimeter in a square or rectangle. Okay, so the circumference is the distance around the circle. Okay, so just like perimeter before was around, it's like painting the walls, so it went around, or putting fence up. Okay, that was our perimeter. So in a circle, the perimeter is still the same thing, but it's called the circumference, and it is the distance around the circle. Okay. That formula, and you do need to memorize that, is circumference equals 2 pi r. You will be expected to know that formula. Okay. Now this symbol is pi, so pi is the same for every circle, and it is shown by this Greek letter. Okay. It is the ratio of the circumference divided by the diameter. And when you do that, it works out every single time for every single circle, 3.14 or 22/7. Now pi keeps going and going and going. For instance, let me show you. So if we take 22 divided by 7, it's not stopping. It just keeps going and going and going. So 3.14 is rounded. 22/7 is a much more accurate number, and some of your calculators might actually even have pi on it. Mine does right here. And so you can see, and it's still it keeps going. You might see in some classrooms that it goes all the way around the room and they just keep going, okay? For our purposes, 3.14 is just fine. So what are we going to do with this? So we're going to first label that the radius would be right here. Okay. If I tell you that the radius equals 5, we'll say 5 centimeters, okay, that's right here, then the diameter is all the way across, and that's really 2 times the radius, or 2 times, we said it was 5, so 5, and that would give us 10 centimeters for the diameter. So the radius is the short one, the half, and diameter is double that. Now we're going to use that information as we do our circumference. We're going to start on this one. Okay, so we're going to write circumference equals 2 pi r. You need to write that every time so that you can get it in your head. We have 2 times pi times our radius, which they gave us as 14. I know 2 times 14 is 28, so I can simplify this to 28 pi. And now I'm going to take 28 times 3.14. Okay, so when we do that, we're going to take 28 times 3.14, and we get 87.92, so 87 and 92 hundredths, and then it is going to be measured in inches. Okay, and that's how we'll find the circumference. Sometimes we're given the diameter, so we're still going to set this up as c equals 2 pi r, okay, but if our diameter is 20, and that's 2 radiuses, to find the radius, we're going to cut it in half. So 20 cut in half gives us 10 centimeters is our radius. So we're going to take 2 pi times 10. And look at that. 2 times 10 takes us right back to the diameter of 20. So another way to write this is pi times the diameter. You can memorize this also if you'd like, but it's pretty easy just to learn this one and then just realize 2 radiuses is a diameter. Now we're going to finish this. We're going to take 20 times 3.14. And when we do that, okay, so we're going to take 3.14 times 20. We get 62.8. And that is, again, centimeters. Alrighty, so that is the beginning of circles. We have a few more lessons on this. You need to be able to identify the radius, the diameter, the center. You need to know the formula for circumference, and you can learn this one also. You also need to know that pi is 3.14. Alrighty?